Hello and welcome to Code with Utpal. In this video, we will go step by step to see how AWS EC2 instances can be launched and how to connect the EC2 instance in different ways. So we will be connecting to EC2 instance by using the PowerShell SSH or by using Putty or by using Terminus or using EC2 Instance Connect. So there are different ways to connect the EC2 instances. So we'll see that. So I'm going to create EC2 instance because I got few requests on how to install Alfresco. One of my uh, videos I used or I created in the past, which I used Windows platform. So here I will be using EC2 instance Ubuntu platform to see how to do that similar thing like installing Alfresco step by step. So now I go to AWS console and I am going to launch new EC2 instance. So I go to console and say instances, and I'm going to create launch instance. I give a name. I give it a say my alfresco VM dash or say Ubuntu. Then I have to choose an OS image. So I'm going to choose Ubuntu here. So in order to run Alfresco, we may not be able to run it on default free tier images machines. So basically, so I'm going to use, okay, so OS image, maybe you can choose Ubuntu server 22.04 or 22.24, which is fine also. This is, I am going with the default, but here the instance type T2 micro will not work because I need little bit high powered, because 1 GB memory, 1 vCPU main will not work. That is I observed. So I'm going to choose T2 or T3. T2 large might work because it has 8 gigs memory. I'm choosing T2 large, which is not free tier eligible. So it might charge me a little bit of money, uh, but you can see, or if you have machines available, you can work on that. Now I need to create a key pair here to log in. So that is what one of the ways to connect. So I go and say I create one key pair, or I can choose the key pair name from the previously created one. So I'm creating a new key pair here. It will be of RSA type .pem file will be downloaded. I'm creating it as a ALF key pair Ubuntu. So I'm giving a Ubuntu everywhere so that I understand, or it will be easier for me to find out. So when I create this key pair, it is actually, I'm supposed to download it immediately and save it somewhere in the system securely so that I can use this to connect to my instance. So I'm creating key pair. This will be downloaded. I will keep it. I'll use it later. Now rest of the things I'm going to keep it by as default. So here I need, okay, so I will allow HTTP traffic from the internet. This is one thing basically I am going to, and I'm not keeping it too complex. I'm just going with the default. Say I'm allowing it to create one wizard. Launch the security group. It is, you can have your own way of doing it. You can, if you are good at managing, or you have a already security group available, you can use that, you can configure that. So that is not a tutorial about security group here. I'm creating an instance, EC2 instance. I will show you how to change this. I'm creating one. I'm asking the system to create one. Basically, AWS will create one security group for me. So I already created one launch wizard 1. That is why it is suggesting you can use launch wizard 2. Or if I want to use the one that is already there, I can make use of that also. So let me create one new security group. So let it create one for me. It is saying 8 gig will be the storage, which I think fine for me. And since I chose T2 large, it will give me 8 gig of memory. So this is what the defaulted, but this definitely you can configure, you can choose your own configuration. I launch it. Yeah. So my EC2 instance has been created. Now I can connect to my instance using different ways. So I go and say connect to this. So let me go and see what it did. Yeah, so it gave me instance ID. These are default thing. I have not done anything here, nothing configured. It has given me a internal IP. It has given me a public IP, which I will be using to connect to this PC to on the browser or for SSH also. I'm not done anything with IAM roles and all. These are all something that can be done in the purpose of managing AWS as an admin, or for organization purpose. Definitely there will be a lot of things to be done. But for my purpose, the instance has been created. Now I want to show you how I can connect to this particular instance. So one option is just connect in the using the console on the browser itself. So I go here, I say, we will say, okay, you can connect. Connection type will be connect using public IP, and everything is defaulted. So I just say username will be Ubuntu. I can change it, but since I'm going with default, so it will be Ubuntu. So I go here and say connect. So now I connected. So I'm connected to the system. If I see here, so if I say ls minus lrt, just browsing through this pwd, and here I can create a directory here, say test directory, and I go to test directory and create a file. Say I create test.txt, and so this will work as if I am connected to the machine. I say hello world, and I just save this file. Now I run the list command. It is showing me I have created this file. So this is one simplest way of connecting to the EC2 instance I just created. Now suppose this is not allowed, or public IP is not open for this using this instance connect. So in that scenario, I have two other ways of doing it. One is using the SSH command on my system. So I can go here. So I go to PowerShell. I'm on Windows machine. I'm using PowerShell. So here I am going to connect using the SSH command. So suppose now I have to make use of the key pair file that I downloaded during the launch of this machine. So EC2 instance launch, when I did, I had created a key pair file. So this key pair file will be useful. I'm taking it to my folder, say yeah. So here I have created a folder called EC2. Under that I created I just moved that file to this folder. Now I want to go to that folder, or I can give path to that folder. I'm going to that folder. I can give that path from anywhere. Now I want to do SSH command, giving the identity file, which is my key pair file, and I'm saying Ubuntu user at, so I have to give my public IP here. So here is my public IP. I say yes. Yeah, so you might see this error also if you were using just the way I used. It is saying the files are not, it is required that your private key files are not accessible by others. So basically it is saying it is too open, everybody can see this file. It is not allowing me to connect to the EC2 instance I just created. So how we can solve this? We have two ways of solving this. One is to restrict using the PowerShell command, or I can do it using UI also. So basically I go to this file and say properties, and I can go to securities, and then I have to do is I have to go to the advanced and disable inheritance. Basically I should not allow everybody to have read access or allow control everything. So I have to disable inheritance. I remove all inherited permissions, and then I add one. So I go and say I find one user that should have access to this. I'm going to give it to the user that I'm using to log into the system. So basically this user will have it. Say okay. I should not give read and execute and all the other permissions. I will give only the read permission. And then I think read and execute also fine, but I give read permission so that it satisfies the criteria. Apply. Okay. Okay. So this is what now has got only read permission to the logged in user. So I do it. So this time I showed you how to do it using GUI. I will try to do the same thing using the command PowerShell command also. So now I should be able to connect to the machine. So the command is SSH minus I or hyphen I, which is the identity file it is asking for. The identity file is nothing but the key pair. Now I try to connect. Yes, now I got connected to the machine, and I say I can see that I have the file that I created using browser connect. So SSH EC2 connect. So using EC2 connect, I created this folder, test folder, and then I can see the file that I created. So now I'm on the machine EC2 instance. Now this is the other way of connecting. So SSH tools are available. So you can use one of the SSH tools like Putty or Terminus. Let me show you how you can connect using Terminus. I use Terminus a lot, so I'm going to use Terminus here. This is paid and free version available, so you can check which version you are using. Make sure you are using the correct one. If you this is definitely paid. So this has paid and free options. Make sure you are using the one that you intended to use, you want to use. So here I am going to create another host, new host. So first I need to create a keychain also. So keychain, I need a key here created. Let me create a key. So here what I have to do, I have to put, so I give a label here. So I say LF VM Ubuntu, and I go to that file and I take the content, going to Terminus. I need to put that information here and I save it. This is set. Now I go to hosts. I want to create that. So I need IP address, public IP. I put IP address here. I can give a label here again, LF VM Ubuntu, and I want to use that key. I choose this key I just created. The username password is not there because I am using identity key. I think I can, but I can give default username Ubuntu. Yeah, I'm trying to connect this. Yay! So I got connected to the instance using this SSH client, which is one of the client. You can use it. You can use any other client. So this is how I used Terminus. Another way, if you are familiar with Putty, you can use Putty also. So Putty has one thing that it does not support PEM file. .pem file it doesn't support, but it has a way to create .ppk file. So I'm going to use that. I use so here you can use Putty tool, but to Putty tool, since I need .ppk file, I am going to use Putty gen UI, and I'm going to load that file. file is in the Alfresco EC2. Since ppk file is not there, so I need to find that file here. Okay, so I loaded that file. Now I need to save that private key as ppk. So I give the same kind of name, so it will be instead of, I give that file name alf key Ubuntu, and it will be .ppk. The .ppk file will be used by the Putty. I save it, I close it. Now I open Putty. And here I am going to create a new session. So I give it a name. Say, again I need that public IP. So here it will be Ubuntu at the public IP. Give it a name, say LF Ubuntu host. I save this. The LF Ubuntu host is here. I load again, and then I go to connections, SSH, auth, credentials. Here I will load the private key. The private key is under C Alfresco EC2, and this ppk file will be automatically displayed because it doesn't support PEM file. So I save it. I go back to session. It is there already. I save it. Now I can connect also. So ALF Ubuntu is, I say accept. This is connected using Putty. These are the three ways I used. There are several other ways, other tools available in the market. You can make use of that. So this is the happy flow of doing it. Now, suppose you forgot to save that file or you lost the key pair file. How to use, how to make use of that host? You want to connect to that host, but you lost the file. So, and one option always available is EC2 Connect. This is something you can do using browser, but other than browser, if you want to do it, how you can do that? For that, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to create another key pair, new key pair to connect to this particular instance. Maybe I will create another video for that. This is for happy flow of connecting to EC2 instance is good enough. But I'm going to create another video on the same where we will use new key pair to connect to the same machine. That's it for now. So hope you like it. If you find this video useful, please share with your friends. Like and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to create another video to show how to connect to the instance when you have to create a new key pair, and also watch for the next video on how to install Alfresco on Ubuntu.